Fuck that. Fuck you, leaders. Attacking me. They're attacking anybody that supports this bill without having even read it. The ignorance is like on an epic level. Kayla Rogers, that is crazy. Exactly, it's crazy. And the crazy thing is, it's not just the groomers mobilizing themselves and doing it. It's the leaders organizing it. It's the leaders getting them to do this. I got a DUI, and then I got arrested again for driving on a suspended license. So I have that on my record. I have a DUI and driving with a suspended license, and I got put in jail both times. They're not looking for that. They're not looking for mistakes that you made. They're looking for violent history. They're looking for domestic violence, beating children, killing dogs, animal abuse. This is what they're looking for when they say good moral character. If you have that on your record, violent crimes, you're not going to get licensed to be a groomer. And if you can bring your own dog, if you do not have a dog that you can bring to do the practical exam, they will provide a shelter dog. But to pass a license exam, it's not okay to use a rescue dog. Think about the inconsistencies there. You know, why is it okay to try to showcase your skills and help this rescue dog get adopted when it's for a rescue rodeo, when it's for a competition at the trade show, and there's cash prizes and there's public recognition involved? But it's not okay when it's just a private exam, and because this person doesn't have their own dog to bring, you know? So the arguments that groomers are presenting are very, very childish, very immature, very not well thought out, and ignorant at its core. You know? Like, seriously, Alan, it's bullshit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The underground groomers who refuse to get licensed and refuse to take the test because I want to, assert my independence. No one's going to tell me how to live my life. Yeah, well then go underground and shave all those shih tzus, at 9 o'clock at night illegally for all these criminals that have shih tzus for their girlfriends. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Here, I was going to take my family on a little vacation, but that didn't work out for some reason. I was like, oh my God, you're Kendra Otto. I thank you so much for being such an awesome groomer. She goes, and then and then the guy next to her at the Andy's booth, he was like, he laughed at me too. Like I was some silly kid. Well, that's called ego. And that's called arrogance. And you need to get the fuck out of the industry. Maybe just make that sacrifice. I'm starting to feel that anger. And I'm not sure if it's a good thing. I'm just a guy that bought a bunch of tools and I groom dogs. So can anyone else. I'm nothing. Let's really elevate the industry by getting licensed. Fucking arrogant. I've already repeatedly asked you to unsubscribe to my channel. I've repeatedly asked you to stop watching my videos and stop commenting because I really don't like you. And then you got guys like Alan Powell thinking he's so smart, making these stupid little quips and stuff. Fuck you, Alan. Go fuck yourself. How about back in the day, black people weren't allowed to sit in the same place as white people? Black people weren't allowed to drink from the same water fountain as white people. What about slavery? I don't really care about people. I care more about myself, and I need to make money. Alan Powell, we don't agree on politics, but it doesn't mean we can't work together in the grand scheme of caring for dogs. Just because I don't support government doesn't mean I want people to hurt dogs. That's a fallacy. Fuck that, Alan. Anything that you say means probably, you know what? So finally, I just told him, you know what? I'd rather go take a shit. And I walked away. And then I went in my office. My office was facing the lot. So the window was open. I went on my computer. I started playing, I think I was playing billiards or some computer game, internet game. He comes in. He goes, hey, I thought you said you had to use the restroom. And I said, no, I didn't say I had to. I said I would rather go take a shit than sit there and talk to you. I don't have to take a shit. I just wanted you to know that I would rather take a shit than spend another minute talking to you. And that's what I said. And he never came back. So hopefully, Alan, I have the same message for you. I would rather go take a shit than spend another minute talking to you, Alan. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'll see you guys. Okay, Alan? And, you know, sometimes I do like to take revenge on people, you know? I mean, it's just, you know, Martin Luther King never should have tried to help the civil rights movement because he was a cheater. He cheated on his wife. And Martin Luther King should never have done anything. What if people think that I'm a bad guy? Oh, you know, that was one of my biggest fears, even with my mom. I told my mom even, you know, like, whenever people would say, like, I thought he was a good guy. I thought he was a good kid. You know, I thought he was nice. You know, and it would really, like, oh man, now they think that I'm not. Oh, you know, what can I do? And you know, I need to change that. I need to somehow get them to like me again. You know what? Forget that. Who cares? Get the grooming industry to groom the way I do. And I'm not gonna read that comment because, dude, I see what you're doing. You're trying to grow your own channel by using mine. I keep seeing it. And you come on my live streams and you're like, oh, I know all this and I know that. And come and look at my channel, come and join my channel. It's so pathetic. Alan, you're so pathetic. Why would he make a little video about me, trying to expose me as this guy that's trying to control people? And dude, you're such a troll. Here's what I think. I think the industry leaders think that dogs dying and all of these really serious stuff that I don't laugh about, that I don't take, you know, that I don't joke and laugh because it's not funny that dogs are dying. Things that I actually do take seriously. Why are the industry leaders looking at it as a joke? Here's why I say that. Because the president of PIJAC, P-I-J-A-C, that's what is that? I don't even remember what the initials stand for, PIJAC, but it's PIJAC. And a lot of groomers, especially the big name groomers, are talking about how PIJAC is leading this, you know, charge, like they're helping with this whole legislation and getting dog groomers licensed, and they're helping with all this, and they're really getting involved in this. Guess what? When I was at Super Zoo, I had an interview set with Mike, the president of PIJAC. And when we sat down, from the moment we sat down, he acted like I was wasting his time. He was looking at his watch, he was looking away, he was looking so uninterested. And I was asking him serious questions about the grooming industry and licensing and dogs dying, dogs getting hurt, all of this stuff. He was so uninterested. He didn't even answer the questions. He kept saying like, that's not what we do. Sorry, that's not what we do. You know, you gotta talk to, you know, that's not what we do. All of a sudden, that's what you do? That's not what you do when I was interviewing you and you didn't want to answer any of those questions. But now all of a sudden, now that the Bijou's bill and all this stuff is getting big, now all of a sudden PIJAC is serious about it. Now they're interested. What the fuck? You know, is this a big joke to everybody? Why is it okay to joke around about dogs dying in this dog industry? You know, in almost every shop, all these shops all across America, not just America, 48 dogs just in New Jersey in the past 8 years. That's just New Jersey. Let's not even talk about Georgia. You know, Georgia's probably 2-3 times the size, physical size of New Jersey. I bet the numbers would probably reflect that. We probably have like at least 150 dogs, you know, that have been recorded, documented deaths in these big corporate shops. Never mind the undocumented cases in all these mom and pop shops everywhere, okay? So the president of PIJAC, I'm talking to you, buddy. When you sat down with me, why did you make me feel like shit? Why did you make me feel like I was wasting your time when I was asking you these questions about dog grooming, licensing, all of these things that you're taking serious now? Oh, PIJAC's on top of it now. Fuck PIJAC.